BD5 Pilot with you back for part two of the first Saturday of February, and I'm working on the glare shield. Well, let me show you what I've got set up. I've pulled the glare shield out. We've taken that template. I've measured 3/8 down, 3/8 back, basically from the forward corner here, and we've set the jig in such a way that I could stabilize both ends, get some clecos holding it in place, and now it's a matter of going out and drilling the rest of that out. So we're going to find out how that looks here very shortly. I just finished the first little section of drilling. Yes, that's tedious. It takes a while. But let's pull that off and take a look at what it looks like. All right, let's go see if that's a good or bad idea. See if I can pull these off one-handed. It accomplishes what I needed. And so, of course, it'll be dark behind there, so we won't be seeing that much light. Of course, I need to get some paint on there, but all right, now one down. I don't know how many left to go. All right, now the B is done. And yes, my shoulder's sore. Okay, yes, I still have to do the 5, but there's the B and the D, and when that gets painted, yes, it will be a little more subtle. Right now it's kind of shiny because of the aluminum, the brightly exposed aluminum, thanks to all of my disturbance I've done to it so far. Looking good though. Well, one side is done. And I have to say, I think it's a unique and neat little accent. Won't be quite as visible as it is right now from a distance because it's a little shinier with the fresh drilling. But I get that painted, be a nice little subtle effect. My part 2 Saturday has turned into a part 3 Sunday morning. But I'm back at the hangar and finishing drilling up the right side there. I got it partially done, probably about 10-15% done, but we'll get back to work making that complete look it's going to have. I'm excited to see what it ends up looking like viewed from the front with that front canopy back on. And Maurizio gave me a great idea last night. He said, hey, why don't you stick some LEDs under there so that they glow? So I'm thinking of having these maybe glow like nav lights from when seen from the outside, as long as it doesn't create too much distraction inside the cockpit. Okay, now I do have both the left side, which you have seen, and now the right side. Completed, drilled out. Just not sure what it's going to look like with the light coming out behind it. But next step is, as soon as my hangar mate is ready, Ed's going to help me take this glare shield. We're going to bead blast it and prep it and do a powder coat textured finish on it, so I'd have a nice finished texture on it to make it look like it's production. I have the glare shield pulled off for a reason. I'm looking at how I'm going to duct that fresh air vent that's in my panel. Which does have a means of opening and closing to this NACA duct that's in the front of the aircraft. And as you can see from the present design, that would be a wonderful opportunity to get your feet wet. I need to work out some way of sealing this lower area, probably creating some things that screw into there. But the other problem I need to do is figure out getting this hose into there. So I need to come up with an idea for a way of finishing call my HVAC friends and have them make a little piece. I'm probably going to construct it onto this piece that comes out into that 2-inch opening to hook the hose up to, and then getting the length measured right. But I'll probably get rid of this design. This was the design of the original vent that was in the front of the aircraft, and you'd have a little push pull that would open it or close it. And I do like the fact that it closes it off. I'd like a way of closing it off to keep insects out, so I'll probably create a little plug I can put on this, as well as plugging the pitot-static area on the aircraft. If I align the mounting holes, I can see this probably gives me a decent surface to create a means of getting in there and attaching to there. So creating a backing plate that I can screw down and get better seal there. But I still have, how do I get this pipe to hook up to that whole assembly? Create a secondary piece that screws onto that. So I'll be in my drawing board thinking of how I'm going to do that. With all of this forward panel area apart, I also got these side supports constructed. So when I put that glare shield back on, and hey, look at that, the glare shield has some GPS antennas on it. So we'll see how that looks when I get it back together. And now with all the mounting screws in, now the decision I have to make is, do I paint that upper GPS antenna, the one that's for the G20, and that little sign says do not paint, but I've read on forums guys have used a non-metallic flat black, and that's worked out well, and Garmin did paint it to begin with in the white. The other thing I've seen people do is put like a piece of fabric, some kind of a stretchy black fabric on top of it, and that would also work. Let's put the forward canopy on. Well, there's what she's going to look like. It is a subtle effect, but of course if I put lights in it at night, it'd probably show up real good. It's a sleek looking bird. I'm getting impatient now to fly her, because with it getting so close to being ready to plug things in, but she's not going anywhere until I get an engine right in there. So I'm going to call that a good weekend worth of work, and mill around my ideas for that ventilation system, and hopefully be finding out about engine delivery real soon. So for now, BD5 Pilot is out.